Hey there, welcome to Reg Centrifuge. Today I'm going to be covering the relationship between Reg and Riko from Made in Abyss. Alright, let's get into it. If you've ever watched Made in Abyss, Reg and Riko are probably your favorite part, if not top 3. They're definitely my favorite. Their open communication, deep trust, and unbreakable bond are what makes them so lovable. They go through hell together, and they wouldn't even go back if it meant they couldn't be by each other's side. That's awesome. I'll start with who they were before they met, then I'll get into how fate brought them together, as well as how they got close. After, I'll discuss how the challenges they faced only made them get closer, how the journey's gone so far, and lastly, how they'll tackle their future. Alright, let's get into it. Riko's a little girl from an island called Orth. It's home to a giant pit of death and mayhem said to lead to the bottom of the world. Did she move away as soon as possible? Nope. Her mom is at the bottom, so she decided she wanted to work hard to become a white whistle too. White whistles are those that can go to the bottom, by the way. And not just that, but also the curse of the abyss, which tries to get you if you're trying to go back up, is so strong by a certain level that if you go down that far, you can't ever come back. At the beginning of the series, Riko was working hard to become a white whistle as fast as possible so that she could meet her mom. She lived in an orphanage and she liked to keep the cool things she found as a raider, even if she got in trouble for it. When her friend got attacked, she lured the monster away, and when it nearly got her, a beam of light came in and saved her. You'll never guess who was at the other end of that beam of light. Reg. How mysterious can one robot boy be? Reg's past is literally the most plot relevant but least known about in the whole series. When Riko finds him later, he's lost all of his memories, so he doesn't even know what it is either. I'll cover all that I know from watching the series though. He's a robot, likely related to an interference unit, which are robots built to explore the abyss, but Reg looks like a little boy, so there's something different about him. He knows Riko's mom, Liza, and she was likely his mentor. We also know that he went up to the surface to collect a precious person who's likely Riko, since Liza wanted Riko to meet her at the bottom of the abyss. We also know from Fabata, someone who knew Reg before he lost his memories, that he was kind, and he even agreed to marry Fabata forever once he got back from getting that special person from the surface. His original name was also Reg, so that probably means one of two things. Riko named Reg after the same dog that Liza did, or that name is something significant that Riko named her dog after and Liza named Reg after. Either way, Reg's name was Reg before and after Riko named him that. Cool. After that beam of light saved Riko, she followed it to its source and saw a little robot boy on the ground, unconscious. Her friend helped her carry him to their orphanage, and they used torture equipment to charge Reg back up. It's implied that he lost his memory from being fried with electricity, but we could see him regain his memories after he was hit with more electricity, so I think it's actually because he ran out of those light blasts of his. After they met, Riko had to hide Reg so that he wouldn't get in trouble, and so that Reg wouldn't be taken away by the village elders. He learned pretty quickly to adapt and break rules, so Riko had her accomplice, and he started living with them. That's when they got close. Reg is a kind person. He's considerate, polite, and grateful. Riko is energetic, ambitious, and strong-willed. They mixed really well, and Riko took a liking to Reg right away, and like I mentioned earlier, even named him. When Riko heard that her mother wants to meet her at the bottom of the abyss, she's prepared to go alone, but Reg wants to go with her. He had his own reasons, and it's actually really strange to see. At this point in the story, they were close, but they weren't like ride or die close. Reg and Riko both assumed that she would go by herself, and neither of them considered asking the other to go together. Riko was determined to go it alone, and Reg was just gonna let her do that. If he didn't want to discover more about himself, then he wouldn't have gone, and that's a really strange thing to happen in hindsight, because, yeah, that's weird. Things begin to change when Reg says he'll go. The abyss isn't an easy thing to go down into. It's one of the most dangerous and messed up places in fiction, and everyone in Orth knows that. That's why everyone that cares about Riko, but isn't willing to risk their lives to go down with her, all put their hopes onto Reg. Everyone who cares about Riko makes Reg promise to protect her. It's kind of weird, really. None of her friends, Haba, her mentor that knew her mother, or anyone else decided to go with her, even though they knew that she was headed straight into the most dangerous place ever. Reg was the only one willing to go, and it was out of pure curiosity, and not even about something she was related to. Much like Riko, Reg wants answers. There were two people that were willing to go alone if it meant that they could find what they were looking for, but they went in together by choice, and they were both happy to have each other on the way down. As their journey went on, it got even more apparent. Their journey into the abyss pushed them harder than anything else could have, and the result was interesting. When they first got into the abyss, they were excited and ready for the possibilities. Then Riko almost died immediately. Reg managed to save her using his light attack, but also realized that he could have evaporated Riko in the process. Riko comforted him by telling him that before he lost his memories, the blast was smaller, which means he can learn to control it. This was the first instance of their bond growing. Reg realized how quickly things could go bad and how easily he could lose Riko. Riko comforted Reg when he needed it, and this event proved to her that she could trust him with her safety, which is why she sincerely felt like Reg could learn to control his light attack. She even gave it a cool name, Incinerator. They got pushed again when they met Ozin. Ozin pushed them physically, emotionally, and mentally. First, she crushed Riko's reason for heading into the abyss by telling her about Liza's grave. Then she revealed that Riko was stillborn, and the only reason she's alive right now is because this white cube brought her corpse to life. Riko realized she could return to being a corpse at any moment, and after Ozin did all of that to Riko, she went after Reg. She told Reg that she had to dispose of him since robots like him that cross layers and are unaffected by the curse of the abyss would destroy the undying devotion people have towards exploring the abyss. Then she beat him to a pulp, and they were both completely helpless to stop her. Riko admitted that she never intended to live a long life, but she couldn't bear it if Reg wasn't there with her. This push from Ozin is what helped them both adjust, and helped their relationship grow even closer. Riko realized with most dire of circumstances that if it weren't for Reg, she couldn't handle moving forward. Based on this, I think that now that they've grown so close and they had so many near-death experiences and pleasant moments together, that they truly have a bond worth protecting, and this was the first time Riko expressed this aloud. Ozin had been testing them, and they learned to work better as a team during their training. Reg isn't mentally capable of doing a lot of things necessary to survive, both through resolve and knowledge. Riko has those things but doesn't have a body that can keep up with what she wants to do. They learn to work together to face challenges, and this dynamic works for the rest of the series. Mostly. When Reg uses Incinerator, he passes out for 2 hours, and that presents a problem since Riko is left alone in the abyss for 2 hours every time he's forced to use it. When he uses it in Layer 3, Riko's left alone for that time. He tells her to stay, but she doesn't and runs into a lot of trouble. She gets eaten, then attacked by critters, and lastly, she has to face the Layer 3 curse to survive. Once she does, she hallucinates her mother, bringing her back to the surface. She was safe from life-threatening danger and surrounded by friends and the mother she dreamed of meeting for so long. The one she'd been risking her life to meet. But there was one problem. Reg wasn't there. When she realized that he wasn't there, she had to make a choice. Everything she had ever wanted, including her mother, her home, and safety, or Reg. She chose Reg because she didn't want to be safe, or to see her mom, or anything if it meant she had to leave Reg behind. That's when she woke back up. I think that if she had chosen the other option, she would have died. She didn't know, but it was all an illusion, and if she hadn't chose Reg, she wouldn't have had to go back to being in her reality, which was in the abyss. Her hallucinations were trying to convince her to give up on her life, and Reg is what brought her back. After he wakes up, they have a conversation. They both tell each other just how much they mean to each other. Reg is naturally a kind person, but it's more than that. He truly wants to protect Riko, and it goes before anything else. To Reg, there's no other choice. At first, it was because of his promises, but after this episode, it became true care. That true care was pushed during the biggest ordeal they faced yet. The Orb Piercer on Layer 4 was the first thing that he couldn't protect Riko from. When the Orb Piercer attacked them, their shield was too weak, and the venomous spikes went right through, and one got Riko. This was the first time Reg saw that death might be inevitable, but he didn't give in to despair. There was only one path to escape, but it would have a brutal effect on Riko, and it was to go up. She begged him to do it, and he did. That caused blood to pour out of every orifice and more. He had to tie a tourniquet around her arm, and it swelled to half her size. She told him he had to cut her arm off, and he started, but before he could finish, she stopped breathing. He couldn't do anything. Riko was dying right in front of him, and there wasn't anything he could do. He just wailed loudly. Pure grief. Despair swallowing him whole, and he realized that he couldn't protect her and just how much he cared. Then their furry savior showed up and managed to save Riko's life. Riko lost feeling in most of her fingers except her thumb, because Reg was cutting her arm so poorly. But she told him that the scar she has is proof that he did everything he could to save her. I think that strengthened their bond tenfold. Riko comforting Reg and helping him feel better about his failures and the fact that he isn't perfect is exactly what he needed. Once they faced those death birds in Layer 1 and Riko nearly died, he put so much pressure on himself to keep her safe, and over the course of the story it was just getting worse and worse. He was getting more scared for her, putting more and more pressure on himself. When all his protectiveness failed and Riko was almost lost forever, it could have destroyed him. But Riko comforted him and made the symbol of his failure, the scar she got from his inability to protect her, into a symbol of how much he cares. That's exactly what he needed. Riko knows that he'd do anything to keep her safe, and that he'd stop at nothing to make sure she would be okay during their descent into hell. Reg entered the abyss for his own reasons, but now, even if you handed him all the answers on a silver platter, he would still go down with Riko no matter what. Their bond goes both ways, and now I'll get into how their journey went after that. Nanachi, their furry savior, joined their group, and things didn't go well. Not at all. Riko made a friend that turned into a whistle, Reg got his arm cut off, and they headed into Layer 6. Reg met the princess he was going to spend his life with before, he went up to the surface and forgot everything, Fapata. And then Fapata joined their group at the end of the season. It's kind of crazy how sidelined their relationship gets. After season 1, there's a movie and a full other season, and both of them sideline Reg and Riko's relationship completely. It's not the worst thing, and I like what it says about their relationship. They became so close, and they trust each other so much, that it's not even something that needs to be brought up, it's self-evident. Although it doesn't get brought up, they trust each other with their lives during the rest of the story. Fapata has some interesting implications, but she doesn't dampen their bond that much. Yet, I'm kinda worried about... I think that this story wouldn't have spent a season establishing how close they are just to pull the rug and have Reg choose Fapata over Riko. That's just not something that I think could happen, but it is brought up. The last scene of season 2 is Reg and Fapata screwing around, and Nanachi and Riko making jokes about it. It's kinda weird, but there's not much to go off of. Kind of a weird place the story left them overall, but their bond is still undeniable. In fact, Reg chose to do what Riko wanted over Fapata, and even fought Fapata multiple times, which he would never do to Riko. When they reach Liza, everything could change, and there's only one thing that's certain. To Reg and Riko, being apart is worse than hell. Seeing that they started not all that close was crazy. They did not care about each other that much. It makes me wonder if Riko wouldn't have named Reg after her dog if they had been closer. I also think it's more compelling to see that they were close after they met and were still cool, but not, I'd literally go to hell to be with you cool. Reg didn't even seem to want to go for her. He probably would have gone if she hadn't and just left her there. Same for Riko. She did want someone to go with her, and she would have preferred if it was Reg, but until Reg said so, she was just gonna leave him on the surface. It was crazy to see that Reg and Liza knew each other, and the reveal that awaits them when they meet Liza is gonna be awesome. This is one of my all-time favorite series, and after finishing it again, I have a deeper appreciation for it. It's been like 2 years since the last time I saw it, and it literally feels amazing to see it again. I really liked how the story has gone so far. This last season didn't really contribute to the growing closeness between Reg and Riko, but their relationship is already a highlight of the entire series. Their openness, their care for each other, and all that other fun stuff that they do is on another level, which is why it's the only analysis video the series is going to get on its own. Nanachi was sidelined for most of the last season, even though she's an integral to the story, and Reg and Riko barely interact in it too. That was kinda crazy. Reg left twice to go see Fapata in a row, but she's a cool character, and both Reg and Riko were busy doing stuff. From the beginning, it was Reg and Riko, and I'm curious what Fapata is gonna do to that. I think it's cool to see each saga of the series develop another character that joins the group. They first developed Reg and Riko, then Nanachi got a huge amount of development, and lastly, Fapata got a season of development. It's very consistent, and I'm excited to see what's next. I'll go over now my current understanding of events that we haven't seen much of. Reg was made, we don't know who or what made him, but he met Liza in the 6th layer, then she became his mentor and she sent him up to the surface to collect Riko and bring her back down. It likely has to do something with the birthday sickness that only happens on Orth and goes away the second you leave the island. Reg lost his memories and Riko named him his original name even though she didn't know him. I've made my various hypotheses over the course of these summaries, so go check them out if you want them one step at a time. I love Made in Abyss. It's the most messed up thing I'm obsessed with, and I can't wait until I can watch more of it in October. Please subscribe so you can come back to check out those videos later. If you want a specific video from this series, you can go ahead and ask for it in the comments, and I'll let you know in the comments if I can. If you liked the video, go ahead and like the video. If you want to see more of my stuff, you can check out the playlist on my channel. I hope you have a good day, and thank you for watching.